Well, on the internet, someone had posted a picture and they said, wow, Trump is right. I just went to 7-Eleven in Springfield, Ohio to get some gas and a hot dog.
And they put the dog in the middle of the bun. That's all, the weenie dog.
Yeah, man, Trump is right. They're actually eating dogs in Springfield, Ohio.
That is all.
With the bun and all.
They're taking dogs and eating dogs. But what I love today, that was different from before, is that when I was growing up, when people presented information to you that was credible, we kind of all went, all right, well, shit, I didn't know that, right? We're living in an age today where when you do hear somebody saying that, all you have to do is question where the information comes from.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to do. Because people want to believe X more than they want to believe institutions, right? Because we don't trust the institutions. We don't trust the big corporations, the Fox, the CNNs, and you know what I mean? And even though I think Fox News might be one of the most watched in America, they pretend that they're not, right? That's how they do it. They're like, hey, we're not big media. We're the little company. You're the biggest one on the market right now. We're the tiny guys. Wait a minute. Look at how they're treating us. It's all about creating that that thing. And yet it's just like afterwards they asked a bunch of his pundits, after the debates, during the questions and all that kind of stuff in the spin room. And they were all like, well, no, there's people that said it. There's like, listen, we talked to the people in government who these people would complain to. They have received 0 complaints. No 911 calls, nothing. Well, that's not true. Because I know people that were on TV, and that's it. And and people just go, yeah, they're right. I saw it on TV. We're so fucking gullible. So gullible.
I remember in your older stand-up special when, one of your friends said, hey, do you like, Obama or do you like Bush? And you're like, well, at least there is a president. He's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, Honduras, our president just disappeared.
It had happened. Like literally.
That's a real thing?
Yes. Literally happened in Honduras, bro. They woke up one day, tried to look for the president, couldn't find him. He had just disappeared.
Gone.
Like literally just gone. Didn't leave a message, didn't say I'm going anywhere, just gone.
Did they ever find him?
Yeah, they found him, a few weeks or months later, but by then the story was dead, but that was the joke.
Where did they find him, though? I mean, like, for a president to just disappear for a month.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a normal thing.
No, that's not.
If a janitor disappeared for a month, there'd be a big deal about it. Hey, where's Frank? Like,
but see, over there,
the toilets are dirty.
Yeah, but over there it's normal. Like over there, crap like that is like whatever. It doesn't matter. See, that's the thing about most Americans don't know what happens outside of this country. Like, first of all, I took a test to become a citizen.
Yeah, me too.
I believe that statistics say that about 10% of Americans would pass that test. And I would, 10% sounds about right, give or take, right? But like, they wouldn't be able to say how many senators there are. That's the easy one, by the way. Or how many governors there are. Another simple one. How many representatives? Okay, that one I get. It's a little more complicated. Most people, 13 colonies, stuff like that. But most people want simple headlines, right? Like want simple stuff. It's most people don't want to read the entire article. Most people don't want to go into depth into the entire thing. You know what I mean? And it happens everywhere, by the way, because it's clickbait. It's trying to find media. Like, I know this kid who plays soccer. Long story short, he encountered some racism in Spain. Mentioned it, talked about it. People then saw it. And he did an interview the other day where he said, look, the majority of people in Spain are not racist. The majority of people in Spain don't feel this way. But there is a problem at stadiums with people, yelling out the N-word, and they're doing it at me, and they're doing it at others. And if you guys don't fix this, maybe they should think about taking the World Cup away in 2030. Well, okay. So anyway, he said, not the majority of people. He said, a vast minority of people do it. He said, it's not a racist country. All right. What were the headlines in Spain? Vinicius Jr. says we're a racist country and that we don't deserve it. He obviously didn't say that, but that's not going to get the clickbait. That's not going to get the thing. And so, and I read the entire article because I'm like, okay, let me hear the context of what he said, right? Like what? Plus, you know, this is what happens though. Like instead of going, oh shit, he's saying that we have racism at stadiums and people are chanting out the N-word, that we should get rid of those people and we have 5 years to do it. Okay, we can fix that problem easily. Yeah, no problem. Done said. Instead of fighting with the guy, oh, he doesn't want the World Cup to come. This is what's happening in the world. And I love it because it allows me to be able to do comedy right now that changes people's minds, that really, really affects people in a way that I want it to. And sometimes we were talking earlier, it takes a minute for it to grasp. But one of the first things I say when I go on stage is, usually it's worded this way. If my opening acts said anything at all that you found cringeworthy or offensive, even remotely offensive, you need to get the fuck out of the show right now. Like, just leave. Just go. I don't care about your feelings. They're not important to me. Because, and I say this, if the worst thing that happened to you today is that I said something inappropriate, you are one of the luckiest human beings in the world, that you live in a country so amazing that your problems are sound waves that travel through the air that you interpreted in whatever shitty way you wanted to. That's on you, not me. That's your issue, not mine. And then, you know, I go through, what if you lived here? This would. What if you lived there? What if you lived there? You know, famine, poverty, rape, you know, abductions, like all this stuff. Those are real problems, you know? And our problems in America? Carlos told a joke. Like, really? That's it.
No, I remember you went in a comedy special about how everyone in this country complains, but everyone here has air conditioning. Go to like certain parts of Mexico or South America or even parts of Europe, no air conditioning.
True. In Africa, we were in Africa, one of the hottest places in the world. And they were looking at me like I was an asshole for asking for air conditioning. And like it's some special thing. I'm like, it's not. In America, it's not special.
It's regular.
As a matter of fact, so many people have ACs that when it gets hot, they tell us to try not to use it too much because you're going to mess up the power grid.
Right.
Like, that's how many of us have it.
Trailer parks have air conditioning.
The ice, though. The ice one? The ice joke in that?
Yeah.
The ice joke in that, bro, still to this day, I will get pictures on Instagram of somebody showing me a pile of ice in one of those machines where you dispense to show people that that's the actual case. So
right, let's just talk about that joke for those that didn't see it. Basically, you were talking about how you were in Paris and they only give you 3 ice cubes.
If you ask for ice.
Yes.
If you don't ask for ice.
You get no ice.
They don't give you ice, right? And then you ask for ice and they look at you like, oh, the American is here. Oh, look, it's the American. He wants the ice. Hey, this him. This asshole. And you're like, why are you looking at me like I'm a dick? I'm just asking for ice. It's not that big a deal. But it is for them. Mm-hmm. And so I said, and so I told this guy, like, why are you treating me like this? And I speak well enough French that I said it in French so that I wouldn't be the regular American going over there and saying, I want ice. And he basically said to me, like, the only people that ask for ice are Americans. Why? Because you think you're better? And my explanation to them was like, it's the opposite, dude. In America, there's ice everywhere. Mm-hmm. In America, as a matter of fact, when we go to our shittiest restaurants, they don't give us ice or a beverage. They literally give us an empty cup. And we walk over to this magical machine that when you put it in, the ice just pours out of it. And this is really true. The majority of the time, it pours out so fast that by the time you pull it out, there's too much ice. Mm-hmm. And he looked at me and it was like, well, what do you do with it? I go, you know what we do with the extra ice? We pour it out. We literally just pour it out because that's how much ice we have. We don't just save it and go, oh, I got to keep it. We just go, oh, I can get some more in a second. No worries. No problems. We're good to go. Yeah, but those jokes were in 2010, right? And those jokes were meant to, because I had seen the turn of people really beginning to take America for granted, of immigrants, right, forgetting to tell their kids their stories, right, of immigrants not taking their kids back to the countries of origin to see what it's like, right, to see how it is. It's kind of like Mexican. My mom's Mexican, my dad's Honduran, and I was born in Honduras, but I came here when I was little tiny, about 7 months old.
I thought you were from Germany. I thought that's what people
Yeah, oh
said.
no, fuck yeah, I'm German. You know when I hear that I'm German, I swear to God, I've been to Germany, and for the life of me, nobody spoke German to me. Like there wasn't one person that was like,
"Oh,
you are
German, by
back,
the way."
you are back." Like nobody did. Yeah, but here's the thing, I think that, and sometimes I fall into this trap really quickly and then taking myself out of it. When I've seen young comedians who are really, really funny, and for just a millisecond, just for like a quick, because I'm a human being, that little side of me goes, yeah, but look at the kind of comedy they're doing. And I catch myself and I go, no, dude, don't be those guys. Don't be that guy. I tell jokes the way I tell jokes. Let's not just respect it, but look at it like in awe that I probably sometimes can't even do jokes the way they do it, right? Like there are comedians that can just stand there, not even hold a microphone in their hand, not raise their voice, and are funny as hell. I can't do that. You got to give me a microphone, and most likely a corded one so I could use the cord to throw stuff or hang stuff or use stuff. I need the prop, right? Give me that prop. I got to walk around the stage. I got to jump. I got to inflect. I got to scream. I got to pull out every comedic stop that I possibly can. But I catch myself sometimes, going, oh, he's got a guitar. Stop, dude. Stop yourself. And so I would imagine that, somebody sees me get a standing ovation talking about stuff that they don't want me to talk about. There's got to be a reason, right? He's not Latino, right? He's not, like the he's not Latino one is amazing to me. I was born in Honduras and I speak Spanish. So it's almost like, but it also made me a better comedian, especially in the last decade, because now I'm able to bring people into the fold in a way that I wouldn't have before. And I find myself being very grateful for having that. But anyway, the whole Mexican thing, right? When I was here in America as a kid, everybody called me Mexican. Everybody. Mexicans call me Mexican. When I would try to tell, like, my friends, like, I was born in Honduras. Shut up, stupid. You're Mexican. You know what you are. We're going to go get tacos and burritos and mole and pozole, and you're going to ask your mom to put a foot in it. You're goddamn Mexican, bro. Okay. But then when we went to Mexico, they were like, you're not Mexican, right? You're American. You're not Mexican. So over there they call us pochos, which means you're of Mexican descent, but you're not a Mexican. So then I was like, well, at least I'm Honduran. Then I go to Honduras, like, you're not Honduran, right? But I was born here. Whatever. Semantics. You're not from here, dude. So I was never an American. I was never Mexican. I was never Honduran. I've always been a little bit of all of it, but it has helped my stand-up in the sense that without even trying, I see the world from many different perspectives immediately, whatever that stuff is. And this stuff about not taking America for granted, especially back then, was like trying to tell people, like, look, man, we're headed toward a place where all we do is criticize this country. All we do is talk about the negative, and nobody celebrates the positive. And I know there's a positive. Travel. Go to other countries, and then when you come back, that weird phenomenon that happens, that doesn't happen domestically. Might have happened once that I can remember, but outside of that, I go to Mexico, come back, the minute the plane lands, everybody claps.
Yeah.
Went to Cuba, came back, plane landed, everybody clapped. Why are they clapping? They're clapping because you don't realize how amazing America is until you leave and you ask for napkins at a McDonald's with an S, because they don't have them out there. Because in whatever country I was in, might have been Honduras, they don't have extra money for you to take them. So they're not going to put them out there for somebody to just grab them. So you got to ask for them. When you say napkins, they give you a napkin.
And No,
They gave me and I was like, I said, they were like, and then I watched everybody and I went, oh my God, I am an American. And here's how I noticed. They all were eating their burgers. It was at a Burger King. And with a little piece of the corner would clean the edges of their mouth, right? And then they take another bite and use a little lower down, and they just keep going further down on the napkin and just tapping their mouths. And in my head, I was like, okay, I can't do that, but let me think of what I would do as America, how we would do it. And we would grab a whole napkin, go like this, put the napkin, and then grab the next one.
Right.
I go, okay, so that's what it is. That's how we are. That's where they are. But we take that for granted.
Yeah, I remember
For granted.
I remember you had said in your special that everyone complains about America. You said when you see Cubans in Miami swimming back to Cuba, that's when you know that America is bad.
That's when you will know. You'll know today. The joke is you'll know America's broken when Puerto Ricans live in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Like that will be the sign of the apocalypse, or when nobody wants to come to America, right?
Yeah.
Like when somebody in Nicaragua is like, let's go to America, and the other guy is like, no, it's better to stay. Like that's the day where we're like, ooh, we gotta fix something, bro. Until then, but all of this is so good for us, right? It's so like I'm aware, okay, so just from a purely economical standpoint, take America. Our economy is based on a growth. 2% growth is mild, 4% growth is decent. And that applies to most companies, our GDP, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if most people in America know, but we Americans are a declining population. We have 1.7 children per couple. So for everybody that isn't a mathematician, for every 2 people that die, 1.7 people live. So 0.3 people deficit. So without immigration in this country, even that simple basic 2% growth thing would go away, and I don't even know what would happen to our stock market if we had a year of 0 growth. And then it becomes cannibalization, right? It's where phone companies are. The majority of phone companies have somewhere between a 90 and a 90-something% rate of injection into where they are, right? So you take the city of Los Angeles. This many people above this age 15, 90% of them, 90-some% of them have phones. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to grow a market on 5%. Mm-hmm. So that's why you see those commercials. Bring your phone from another company. We'll take over. We'll take your stuff. Because at this point, it's all cannibalization of each other's and trying to get a bigger marketplace of one that isn't growing. So immigrants are necessary.